What's up, guys? Welcome back to the DiiFRNT TV channel. And in today's video, we're going to be doing my top 5 greatest dip flavors of all time. Roll that intro. Alright guys, so before we get into this video, I do have a couple little announcements to make. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Taliesin that helped me out with making this video for that introduction part right there we just seen. But told me I should make this video, and now here we are going ahead and making the video. And the other big announcement is I have to give a huge, absolutely huge, probably the biggest shout out I've ever given on my channel. We now have our official first sponsor, which coming up in the next videos, his music will be played. But regularly, I mean. My guy DiiFRNT, he's been making some songs. I found his stuff. I was like, man, I really like this. You know, it kind of hits close to home. I was like, hey man, can we work out a deal so I can use this music? So like, I want to promote you in a way, and I also want to use it for my videos. And I talked to my guy. My guy's the most truest, down-to-earth guy I've met in a long time. He's real basic. He's not letting everything go to his head like most people do. But yeah, go check out all of his music and shit. It'll be down there in the description below. But yeah, he's been making some bangers. Expect to be hearing that music played on this channel a lot more now, because I have full access and full use to the music as well as the permission, so I don't have to worry about being copyrighted or anything like that, which I do take a risk of anytime something like this happens here. Accidentally play the radio for a second or something. I don't even know what the fuck that was. I had to tune it to the first channel I knew actually did anything. For those of you that didn't know, we do have an FM transmitter in here. That's Bluetooth. But also, I need to mention, I apologize for the rumbling in the background if you do hear any engine noise. I had to turn the truck on. Just absolutely getting too hot for me to sit in here without it. So if you're hearing a rumbling or anything like that, or you may hear this every now and then throughout the video, that's just me turning the AC back on. But anyway, so first things first, as in every DiiFRNT TV video, we gotta freaking pack us a lip real quick. Oh, dipping on that Grizzly long cut winter green today. One of my favorites. May or may not make an entry on the list. We don't know yet. But more than likely, yeah, who knows? So we're just gonna get a little quick lip of this real quick. A little lick for the stick. Grab. God, that's a good shit. Alright, nice and early for the morning. Alright, so starting out at number 5 on my top greatest dip flavors of all time would happen to actually be my Grizzly Wintergreen. Now, Grizzly Wintergreen, I did it for a long time. I mean, a really long time, back when I was first starting dipping. And a lot of things about what wintergreen will say about you as a dipper is either you've been dipping for 20 minutes or you've been dipping for 20 years. Its taste, its intensity, its consistency and flavor, just that honestly, it can be beat. I mean, you can get stuff off the shelves like, you know, Stoker's or Red Seal, Skoal, just that nothing hits as good as just a nice, crisp, brand new can of Grizzly Long Cut Wintergreen. Just the taste is just right there, right perfect. And for me, I like the intensity of it. Just a great dip overall. Grizzly Long Cut Wintergreen. For number 4 on my top 5 greatest dip flavors of all time, and this is gonna be a weird one to a lot of people. A lot of people wouldn't really see me doing this, but it's not something that I get very, very often. It's one of those, if I see it, I'm definitely gonna grab it, but I don't see it too often. And that would happen to be Skull Cool Spearmint. Now, Skull Cool Spearmint, a lot of people don't know this, but around my house, I actually grow spearmint. Like, just legit spearmint. I'm like, here, just give me a sec, I'll go grab it. Fuck, my door's locked. For those of you that didn't know what spearmint looks like, this is actually the tip of a spearmint plant I just picked off on the top of my little garden here. And what you can actually do with this stuff is right off, I'd say the vine, but it's not on the vine. You grab a leaf, stick it in the side of your mouth here, and you just chew on it. It's just spearmint. But like I said, not a lot of people know that I have this around my house. And it don't taste bad. I've actually used this for cooking and all sorts of stuff. Now I grow so much of it, I don't even feel bad throwing it outside my window. Cool spearmint from Skull. It's a good dip. It's got just enough of a spearmint flavor that it's not overwhelming like one of those little peppermints you see at the store. You can get the spearmint flavored ones. It's not super overwhelming. It's a nice, just mellow, cool spearmint. It's really good. I like it. Anytime I see it, I grab it. But it's not quite what I would use as a daily, but still a good dip overall. Now the cut of it kind of sucks. It's more, it says long cut on the can, as you can see right there, but it's more of like a quarter cut to a mid cut. It's not super long, but then again, it's longer than a fine cut, which me personally, I don't care regardless. Preferably, I actually like fine cut because it just keeps my mouth occupied a little bit. Just always doing this. You know, just keeps me busy, keeps my mind off of it. It's just overall a really good dip. The flavor lasts forever in this thing. I've had this same dip in for like 6 hours one day. Never had to throw it out because the flavor was just there always. Now, of course, with most Skull products and most any products in general, you're always going to run into that mushy kind of flavor. This one, it does develop it pretty quickly, but it's not so bad because once it's packed down in there, it ain't moving. Anyway, that's Skull Spearmint for my number 4. But I have in my hand some cardboard blend, but it's from a company that does not like their videos being posted, shit like that. Doesn't like free advertisement. If you listen, it's still got a lot of shit left in it. Now, these cans have mixed in with different bags over the years, and I've been dipping since I was 14. I'm 21 now, so you can do the math. So this can could possibly be, actually, let me check the expiration date here. July 7th, 2019. You might just barely be able to see it, but it's super faded, but I can just barely make out the Joel and the 7 and the 19. But just barely. Just barely can see it. But if you guys want me to actually take a pinch of this dry ass shit compared to what a fresh can sounds like to a dry can, if you guys want me to take a pinch of this shit, let me know in the comments and I might. For my number 3 most greatest dip of all time would actually happen to be Grizzly Mint. Now, I don't have the can with me, and I really don't feel like dumping out all these cans because I know some of the lids on them don't really fit anymore. But Grizzly Mint, what it basically says about you is that instead of waking up and brushing your teeth every morning, you just wake up and pop in a mint dip and call it good. It just smells like toothpaste. And you just sit there and dip. That's a good dip to kind of be real mellow about. Most people think you're kind of chewing gum or something like that, but yeah, it's overall a good dip. It's a long cut. Flavor lasts a really long time in mint flavored dips. It's also pretty overwhelming. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll take a mint can and a wintergreen can and they'll make a wintergreen, if I remember correctly, or winter mint. People mix those up, but you gotta go easy on that mint because the mint's just so overpowering that it can get to you. But if you're just starting out on dip, I wouldn't exactly recommend it because as you're starting, you're gonna accidentally swallow a little bit, and that mint tobacco-y flavor, when it runs down your throat, it's like damn near acid. Grizzly Mint for my number 3. Coming at number 2 for my top 5 greatest dip flavors of all time would happen to be Grizzly Natural Fine Cut. Now, Grizzly Natural Fine Cut, anytime I put a pinch of natural or snuff in or anything like that, it's always really fine. You know, it keeps your mouth occupied like I was talking about earlier. But since it's finer, it's a lot harder to pinch. And just when you get it in there, most of the time, if you're not... The fuck is that thing? Is that a damn cat? Oh, fuck yeah, it was. But 9 times out of 10, it's going to get real mushy on you if you're inexperienced. This is a great dip to do when you're just working on trucks, or you know, you're out here fixing something on your car, or you're tearing something apart, or you're out here weed eating and mowing and shit, which I need to do pretty soon. I just love it. There's times where I can't just sit there and do wintergreen every single day, and if I'm getting burnt out on it, I always go for a good can of this. And I'll dip this for like a roll or a few days until I get burnt out on it and go back to my everyday. But Grizzly Fine Cut Natural, number 2. And last but not least, I know most of these have been the same brand, and I might be changing it up here a little bit. Top 5 greatest dip flavors, ranking in the #1 spot would happen to be Kayak Wintergreen. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. No, it's actually Skullberry. I'm just joking, guys. My top 5, ranking at #1, would happen to be Grizzly Long Cut Dark Wintergreen. Now, Grizzly Dark Wintergreens had a special spot in my heart when they first came out with it a few years ago. I got my first can of it. They didn't have this style, and it says dark fired tobacco, and I've actually watched a few videos on the process of what this means, and I think it's a bit of a different way. The flavor has changed since they redesigned the can and came out with this dark fired stuff. When they were just first coming out, they used to have a pretty basic can, and kind of like this one. The green and this can here was black, and then this silver lid was green, and it was a really nice design. I really loved it. It was so good. And then I just couldn't find it anywhere for the longest time. And then all of a sudden I seen Grizzly Dark Wintergreen, dark fired, and I was like, ooh, okay, well, you know, that might be the same thing. I get this, and it's basically everything I wanted from the dark wintergreen, or the premium dark wintergreen, whatever they wanted to call it back in the day. And it was made into everything I wanted and more with this. The intensity, the flavor, the amount of time that it lasts, the packability, the fucking way it sits in your mouth, the way it feels. It's not full of stems, even your last pinch. You know, usually the stems in the can are heavier. They're going to fall to the bottom of the can when you pack it. All the time they'll just settle down at the bottom. Your last pinch just blow, you know, just nothing but stems. Grizzly Dark isn't like that at all. It's a fucking beautifully crafted dip. It's just amazing. It tastes great, packs great, lasts a long time. It's a really, really good type of dip to have when you need that relaxing, soothing sensation of packing just a nice ass lip of wintergreen. That is my #1. Well, I hope you guys liked that video, because I don't tend to make videos like this very often or at all on this channel yet. It's not something I'm probably going to get into for a long time, but if people request it, I'll have sit down videos like this a lot. So if you have not subscribed, consider subscribing. We are growing pretty strong, sitting at 119 subscribers right now. Pretty happy about that. And if you like this video, be sure to put a like down there. Just tilt your phone upwards real quick, grab it, yank it forward, smack that fucking like button, and then if you haven't already turned on the bell, hit the damn bell. Turn on all the notifications so you don't miss a fucking video. How would you want to miss out on this premium content? If you thought this video was funny, be sure to share it with your friends. We are growing every day, and I'm so happy about it. But we just got to keep it moving, keep this train going. I want to try and get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That's my goal. And I'm hoping that with the truck build and doing some other videos I don't normally do all the time, it's going to help me get there. So if you want to join the Supporter Perk program and become a member of the people that I list at the end of every single video, all you have to do is message me on Snapchat. It's a real simple process. All my supporters, all that they do is post my thumbnail for the video, have my link attached to the video on their Snapchats, their Instagrams, Facebooks, Twitters, anything like that, whatever that they want. And it's just as simple as that. They get added to the list at the end of the video, and the more that they continue to do that, the more they get added to the list. And the longer they've been there, the longer you'll be on that list. Eventually there will come a time when I will have to stop doing it, because I'm hoping that there will be so many people I don't have time to do it anymore. Remember to leave me a comment on this video. If you have an idea, put it in the comments and you can get featured on the video like my friend Taliesin did in this one. I'm always reading every single comment that I get. I know I don't get a lot, but I'm going to keep reading them, and even when I'm up there high in subscribers and everything like that, I'm going to still read them. I hope you enjoyed. I am Yeehaw Nation, and I am out, and I will see you guys in the next video.
We are two different sides to the same story. We had chemistry, all this stuff is history.